Good morning. Welcome to Saturday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get you thinking about some things, maybe feeling a little differently, shifting your perspective, hopefully enjoying your day and your life more, whatever works for you. So let's start, as always, with some nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Abigail. Everybody's starting to roll in, our practical rebels. This is good. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Drawing in healing golden light. Exhaling anything that no longer serves you. Good morning, Beth. Welcome. Glad you're here. We've got a wonderful card today. I know I always say that. But this is one that, out of this particular deck, is one of my favorites. I think it's fun. I think it's expansive. I think it's a card of faith and trust. A card of faith and trust. And as I've said recently, if we were able to see our whole life path, we wouldn't need to practice faith and trust. It's when we don't know that we fall back on relying on faith and trust. Good morning, Jonille. Welcome. And the more we develop those muscles of faith and trust, the better off we're going to be. So, we have a Wild Kuan Yin card. I know. How cool is that? Alana Fairchild. And they are longer cards. Gotcha. Good morning, Mel. Well, glad you're here now, all of you. This is good. Our practical rebels ready to take a journey with Wild Kuan Yin. More breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And for a Wild Kuan Yin card, this is actually one of the shorter cards, but really, really powerful. And I'm not sure I don't think anybody has this exact deck. Quite a few of you seem to have the truncated version of the deck. And I don't know if your card numbers are the same, but this is card number 30. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. And I'm going to move it closer. I want you to note the face of the child who's holding on. Going for a ride. And Kuan Yin is just loping along on the yak, right? So, opening yourself to receiving this message. Ready to draw from it what's meant to be yours today. Here we go. Sometimes you may wish to adopt a gentle pace in traveling your life path. Yet in your prayers, I have heard your heart asking, can this journey not move a little quicker? Are there things that could be happening now instead of later? Of course, I respond to that questing heart of yours with this guidance. Your pace is about to quicken. You'll be on the same path, moving towards the same destination, but with my help, your process will be accelerated. It may get a little bumpy with this increase in speed, so put your energy and focus into our connection as I help carry you forwards. For now, that will be all that is needed for circumstances in your life to get moving at a rather more cracking, adventurous pace. So how does that much sound? There's a line in here that I absolutely love, and then some description about that line, and we'll be getting there. But that's our beginning paragraph. Great start, huh? Okay, practical rebels. Lock arms, here we go. Divine genius has the pace of our path perfectly timed so that all the necessary ingredients for success synchronize perfectly. People, situations, and circumstances are ready for when we arrive, and we are ready for them. Good morning, Bobby. You're going to love this card. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Glad you're here. So, this is going to be an interesting juxtaposition. Good morning, Donine. Welcome. And we're up to my magic number 8. Fabulous. Awesome. A juxtaposition of our free will, the choices we make, and the divine energy that we can release ourselves into. We have free will, of course, which means we can take our time in working through our challenges and making our choices. Good morning, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. We may feel sometimes as if we are pushing to get somewhere or make something happen faster than it naturally should. At other times, we may feel urged from within, pulled by life, to grow a little faster than we can manage comfortably. There's that word, comfort. Again, I think we've vastly overvalued comfort, and if we're willing to be in a little bit of discomfort, all manner of things change and we move forward much more quickly. Certainly at times there can be a desire in the depths of our hearts to be traveling at a somewhat quicker pace to reach our desired destination sooner. Perhaps we have been dreaming of what life would be like if a certain issue wasn't troubling us anymore. We may even be future-oriented to the point that we dream of what life could be like in 5 years or more, and sigh with longing at the thought of it, rather than working hard now in a rather more challenging present. Have you noticed that most of us, when here and now presents a lot of difficulties, we start thinking about the future, we start thinking about the past, we reminisce. We aren't as present in the moment when things are difficult, which is unfortunate because the more we can engage with the moment, the more the flow happens. This prayer in your heart has been heard by the Divine Mother, and rather than urging you to have more patience, she has agreed to your request. Yes, you can be fast-tracked through this particular phase of your journey. It will be of benefit to you and others for such a quickening to take place. It will not prevent you from learning your lessons and acquiring the spiritual growth that would come from a somewhat slower process through your journey. So in other words, we can speed this thing up right now and not suffer any losses to what this part of our path is meant to teach us. The same path, the same destiny, just with greater swiftness through divine assistance, is yours. Here comes the fun part. However, although the path is essentially the same, you will be traveling via a different method. Here's the part that makes me go, ah! Rather than walking the path using your own legs and feet, you are going to hitch a lift with the Divine Mother. And as some of you probably remember, years ago I had a dream of all of us walking this. It was almost like the trails that they make from old railroad tracks when they take the tracks out and there's just all that gravel or rock or whatever, and it's oftentimes raised up from the area around it. So I was walking that path and everybody else in the world was walking that path too. And we were headed to the mountain. And we knew we were going to ascend the mountain and arrive. And some people were skipping, some people were laughing and jumping and carrying, others were trudging along, some were being pulled by others. And there was a point where some people reached up an arm and others were soaring overhead, and they grabbed the outreached arm and pulled the person up into the air, sailed them over the crowd for a ways, and then dropped them back on the path to walk some more. So that's kind of the image that comes to my mind with this part of the process. So rather than walking the path using your own legs and feet, you are going to hitch a lift with the Divine Mother. Her ways are ingenious and not always obvious. That's a good line to remember. Her ways are ingenious and not always obvious. We're not going to understand all of this, but we're saying we're willing to go along for the ride. They are certainly fast and effective. If your life has been sedate, lacking in excitement, or has even seemed boring at times, prepare for a change. Your life is about to get a lot more interesting. To agree to the offer of divine hitchhiking, I love that term, divine hitchhiking, then you'll have to surrender your personal plan for how to get from where you are to your next destination and place your trust completely in the Divine Mother. When she takes over, it is complete. She knows what she is doing, but you may not always understand her methods. When hitching a ride with the Divine Mother, I'm going to show you the picture again, because he's hitching a ride with the Divine Mother. I think it's a little boy. Who knows? But hanging on, going for a ride, not necessarily comfortable, but faster. It may not always appear that you are moving in a straight line, and there may be many bumps on the road as you travel at her accelerated speed. As you are navigated through many obstacles, you may not feel as if you are in control of the navigation. How many of us does that freak out a bit? This is part of the experience when you are to be moved rapidly with divine help. At times, life may seem to be moving by so fast, you won't even feel certain about what is happening. You may feel disoriented if you try and see and understand everything with perfect clarity. It is more enjoyable to just be prepared not to know for a while, at least, and simply go with the process. So think about that. Say it out loud. I am prepared to not know for a while. Claim it. I am prepared to not know for a while. There is always the choice available to let go of the divine connection and resume your own pace and more earthly approach. And there is no harm in doing so, of course. But interesting to think about, the longer I hang on, the faster I move forward. Where do I end up when I finally do let go? What part of the path does it drop me on? But whilst you elect to allow the divine to carry you, you'll be giving up your place at the wheel, so to speak, at least for a time. So think about being on the divine bus, and you now have gotten out of the driver's seat, you're in a different seat, you've agreed to let the Divine Mother drive. And it's kind of hurtling along. And you know those videos of the buses on the thin little edge of the mountainside, or the ones that are backing up over the edge a bit and then they go forward a bit until they get turned around? I think that's kind of what our ride's going to be like here. It is divine rather than human, the speed at which you shall travel. For this to happen freely, you need to redirect your energy. Where you once would have put focus, emphasis, mental energy, and emotional investment into planning, working things out, taking steps to initiate activity, and set things in motion, you will now be using all of that energy to build faith in your connection. So let's take a moment to pause and honor that concept. We are building faith in the connection with the Divine Mother, allowing her to lead. She's behind the wheel. You will be placing your mind in the light of the Divine Mother. You will be placing your mind in the light of the Divine Mother, rather than the next step you think you should take, and allowing the natural energy of the path, which may appear to move forwards or backwards, be active or still at any given time, to simply be without question or doubt. So we're on this path, and it's going to get convoluted and weird, but we know we're going where we're supposed to be going, rapidly. This is an advanced spiritual practice. It is having absolute and unconditional trust in divine assistance. So one of the things that I draw on with regard to this part of the card is an experience I had in the early 80s in junior college, where the statistics teacher, after about 6 weeks in the class, said, now we're at that point. The point where you must let go of thinking you can understand exactly how this stuff works and just plug numbers into the formula. So when we did mean, median, and mode, those made intellectual sense to us. Our brains were developed enough that we could understand the hows and whys of mean, median, and mode. Now we were getting to the point where higher order brains than ours had figured stuff out, and we were merely to trust the path, do the work, and get the outcome. Same thing here. Same thing here. So I'm going to read those last two lines again. This is an advanced spiritual practice. It is having absolute and unconditional trust in divine assistance. However, you are ready for it. Remember that you're capable of far more than you think you are thing? Here we go. The oracle of hold on to me indicates a time when you may feel completely out of control, as though you are flying and have no anchor upon the earth at all. I mean, that's certainly the case here, right? I'm hanging on to a girl's arm who's riding a yak and hurtling along. Alrighty then, here we go. Yet the Divine Mother has it covered. Hold on to her. She is navigating your course now and directing you more swiftly to where you need to be at the right time, to be in perfect alignment with the unfolding grace of the universal plan for growth, evolution, and love. You were meant to have a growth spurt at this time. Say that, claim it. I am meant to have a growth spurt at this time. I am meant to have a growth spurt at this time. You were meant to hitch a ride with the Divine Mother and be moved rather than wear yourself out by running towards the next level of your development and journey. When it's time for you to resume your own efforts again, you will know. But for now, drop everything but your attention to the Holy One, who loves you without condition, and allow your journey to pick up some pace. This oracle comes with a particular message. If you have been asking for help in any area of your life, you are being given clear confirmation that the Divine Mother is sorting it out for you, and swiftly at that. Your prayer will be answered, and rapidly, and you are advised to completely let go of trying to sort it out any further. Good morning, Sue. This one you're going to have to go back and listen to. It is fabulous. So, let go of trying to sort it out any further. Get out of your head. Get into your heart and soul. Get out of your head. Instead, you are to let it unfold. Keep placing your mind and your faith in her. And don't try to keep up with the scenery flickering past so fast that it gives you motion sickness. Look out the front window. Look out the front window. Look out the front window. Stay focused on your connection to the Divine Mother instead, as everything around you shifts into place. So here is our healing process. Let's take some breaths here, because this is already some pretty powerful stuff. Say this prayer aloud if possible. Good morning, Janine. Welcome, welcome. So, if you can, if you're in a safe enough place, I'd like you to close your eyes, and we'll do call and response. I'll say it, you repeat it. Kuan Yin, who loves me without condition, I place my mind completely within the light of your heart. That light fills my mind now. I place my heart completely within the love of your gaze. That love fills my heart now. I place my body completely within the safety of your protection. That protection fills my body now. I surrender. I hold on only to you. And I accept the acceleration of my path with absolute trust. Thank you for your grace, mercy, and intervention. Through my own free will and your endless compassion and power, so be it. Relax for as long as feels good. You have finished your healing process. Holy buckets, how's that for a card? That is spot on for me. I hope it's spot on for you. Powerful, powerful, powerful. It is not about us understanding what's happening, making decisions about every little dot and tittle here. It's about turning it over, being in the flow, listening to the guidance. Oh, I'm pulled this way. I'm going to go this way. Trusting that it's faster and it's probably uncomfortable and we're going to hurtle along a little bit. Again, keep that bus image in mind. Kuan Yin's driving the bus. We're in the back. It's kind of bouncing over all these roads, tilting toward the edges of cliffs, going back, seemingly backwards, turning off, doing all kinds of weird things. Our only job is to sit on the bus and keep the faith. That's our job. So, hope you enjoyed this reading. I thought it tickled my fancy. I'm excited about it. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow may be kind of an odd time. I think I'm hoping to be to the airport around 5. So once I'm sitting there picking my nose, waiting for them to load, I will attempt to do a reading there. I may take a card deck, I may not. I may see whatever moves me and just give you that. And then over the course of the 12 days of my trip, it's going to be more sporadic, here and there, whatever. I'll put some stuff up whenever I get the opportunity. Yes, woohoo, here we go. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. We'll talk to you later. You are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.